Hey, what's up guys? It's TechZoomer talking to you here. And in today's video, I want to talk about the M3 Macs that are supposed to come out next week. Yes, according to Mark Gurman, we are expected to get new Macs next week. And this is completely last minute leaks because, oh my god, who would have thought that 1 week ago we were getting new Macs? But according to Mark Gurman, this supposed event, which is not been confirmed yet if it's going to be an event or not, it's going to be insane. Because according to him, we are getting two new Macs, an M3 iMac and maybe, just maybe, an M3 MacBook Pro. So if you are excited, drop a like down below, subscribe to my channel, and of course, in today's video, I will talk about what's coming to these new Macs. So if you are excited, roll the intro. If we are getting next week an event, maybe, just maybe today, we got the invites. So if you are watching this video on Tuesday, 24th of October, then if we get an event next week, today we should have got the new invites. So if we get the invites today, then yeah, the event is completely confirmed. So let me know in the comments down below that. This is Miguel from the past, from the 23rd, that's when I'm recording this video, not the 24th. So if the event is confirmed, let me know in the comments down below. But of course, what can we expect on this new event? Well, pretty simple. Two new Macs according to Mark Gurman. According to Mark Gurman, we are getting two brand new M3 Macs. The first one being, and very well expected, the M3 iMac. The M3 iMac is a real gem. The M1 iMac was firstly launched when Apple Silicon was first launched, about 6 months later. And the M1 iMac was revolutionary. It came with an all new design and very fun colors with white bezels. This was a very controversial iMac for several people. They thought that the white bezels were weird. They thought that Apple killing the 27-inch version of the iMac was a real bummer. But 3 years later, since 2020 or 2021, the beginning of 2021, almost 3 years later then, we haven't got any updates to this M1 iMac. And rumors are brewing for a long time that we will get a new iMac very soon. And it seems that, according to Mark Gurman, it's going to be this October. Yes, according to Mark Gurman, we are getting an event on the 30th of October. So, yeah, be excited. The 30th of October is Monday. And Apple normally doesn't have any events on Monday. But because Tuesday is a holiday, Apple doesn't do events on holidays. So, it's kind of weird. I know, but it might happen. It might just happen. So, yeah, if you get an event on Monday, 30th of October, I would expect that this event wouldn't be like a live event. It will be pre-filmed and then launched on YouTube. We should expect on this M3 iMac to come with the same colors, the same design, same everything, but with the M3 chip. And the M3 chip is a bigger upgrade than you think. This M3 chip will be based on the A17 Pro found on the iPhone 15 Pro Max and 15 Pro. These phones are insanely powerful, especially on the GPU side. The new GPU on the A17 Pro features ray tracing, and this feature will be carried out throughout the M3 lineup. So ray tracing will be a big feature on the M3, especially the M3, because currently the M2, even the M2 Pro and M2 Max, they don't have the best graphics in the game, and especially for gaming, they are not the best. But if Apple decides to launch an M3 with ray tracing, then the scaled up versions of this chip, the M3 Pro, the M3 Max, will be insane. According to other leakers, we are also not sure if we are getting the M3 Pro and M3 Max on newer MacBook Pros, because currently the iMac is delayed in terms of shipping times on the Apple Store, the M2 normal MacBook Pro with the TouchBar is also delayed, but also the MacBook Pros are also delayed. So we are not sure which computers are we getting, and if you are actually going for this type of specific factor, the shipping delays on the Apple Store, maybe, just maybe, we are getting a 14-inch and a 16-inch MacBook Pro. I'm not sure what will happen. Other people are speculating that Apple might launch a 16-inch version of the normal M2 MacBook Pro. So the older version, the 16-inch Intel version, will get this new M3 chip on a TouchBar 16-inch computer. If that launches, well, the MacBook lineup will become very saturated. So I think that's not an alternative, even an option for Apple. Again, I think that we only get the M3 iMac and the M3 MacBook Pro. But especially the M3 iMac, I think it will be the focus of this launch, because the M3 iMac hasn't had any update again since 2021, the beginning of 2021. I think it was March of 2021. So it's very, very due for an upgrade. Maybe expect the M3 chip, maybe expect more USB-C ports, I'm not sure. And of course, if you ask me what I want a better base storage option. So instead of 256 gigabytes, give me a 512, keep the same price, and maybe, just maybe, create a 27-inch version. Because there are some people that love the iMac form factor, but they wish they could get a 27-inch version or even a 30-inch version. Just increase the screen size by the same factor that you increased last time. So last time it was a 21.5-inch, it went to a 24-inch. So this time, make the 27-inch maybe go to the 30-inch size. What do you want? For me, I think that this 30-inch size is a really nice size for an iMac, and with this all-new design, I think it will fit pretty well on a living room. Of course, in my opinion, this 30-inch iMac should focus more on the iMac Pro aspect of things. So give it a better chip, the M3 Pro, the M3 Max, the M3 Ultra, and then make it more pro looking, like black bezels, thinner bezels, and of course, a less funnier design and more industrial design. I know, I'm just asking for an iMac Pro, but that's what I want. I want a more pro version of the current iMac, if you know what I mean. Again, there are no rumors about this, rumors saying that the iMac Pro has been killed a long time ago, so only expect an M3 iMac coming with a 24-inch size. Again, this is the regular size for the iMac. I think it's pretty fine. It's between the 21 and 27-inch, so it will appeal for most people. And with its fun colors, its white bezels, I think it's pretty cool. So an M3 iMac, of course, ray tracing, which is the best part of the M3 chip, more efficiency, 10 to 15% more power, 35% more GPU power, and of course, all the design and fun colors. I think this is going to be a bestseller this Christmas. But again, the second product that Mark Gurman talked about is another that I think it's really weird on the MacBook lineup. The MacBook lineup right now starts with the MacBook Air, the M1 MacBook Air at $999. And then at $1099, you have the M2 MacBook Air that I reviewed last year. And on top of that, you have the M2 MacBook Air 15-inch starting at $1299. Of course, between this $1299 computer and then the M2 MacBook Pro, we have a very small margin. I think that computer is about the same price. So yeah, between all of these lower end Macs and the starting price of the higher end Macs, you have about $700 price difference. So would it make sense to increase the price of the M2, now the M3 MacBook Pro, give it a better chip like the M3 Pro and start it at $1,500 or $1,600? I don't know. I think it's a weird price range because, again, it's so close to the 14-inch MacBook Pro that you can get refurbished for that price by the matter, and that computer gives you 120Hz display, better I/O selection, better performance, better keyboard, better speakers, better battery life. This computer is such a good deal that I don't think it makes sense to increase the price of this supposed M3 MacBook Pro with a TouchBar and give it the same old design. I don't think so. So releasing a 16-inch version of this computer with a TouchBar and the M3 Pro makes a little bit more sense. So a bit more pro version of the 15-inch MacBook Air that sits between the 15-inch MacBook Air, the 13-inch M3 MacBook Pro, and the 14-inch M3 Pro MacBook Pro. But I think that would make the lineup too saturated. Although it would make sense, I think it will break the rules of Apple's simple product line. So let me know in the comments below which product line do you want. A more saturated version of the Mac lineup with a new 16-inch MacBook Pro with a TouchBar and the M3 Pro chip, around $1,600, $1,700? Let me know in the comments below. And of course, this supposed M3 MacBook Pro with a TouchBar that is coming out might be a good option because this might be the new strategy for Apple. Apple might keep the M2 MacBook Air 15-inch and the 13-inch with the M2 chip, so always one generation behind the Pro version of the computer, just like they do with the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus having the A16 chip and the iPhone 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max having the A17 Pro. So maybe Apple is separating the non-Pro version, so the consumer version with the M2 MacBook Air, the M2 MacBook Air 15-inch, from the higher-end computers, starting with the M3 MacBook Pro 13-inch with TouchBar, then creating maybe the 16-inch version of this computer with a TouchBar, and then starting again the real MacBook Pro with the M3 Pro 14-inch and then 16-inch, and then of course the M3 Max and M3 Ultra Mac Studio. So it kind of makes sense to separate even more the lineup of Mac. Make consumer Macs, make Pro level Macs. You create two computers between all of these lineups just to try to unite it, to create a bridge so that some consumers can jump over to the Pro lineup, but separate them really well with different chips from different years, so people can understand that the M2 version is worse than the M3. It's easier on the marketing, it's easier to people to understand which one is the better computer, because currently a person going to the store and asks, which is the cheapest MacBook Pro you have? And the person will say, we have the M2 MacBook Pro, but I also have the M2 MacBook Air, 15-inch. They cost about the same, they have the same performance, the 15-inch has a bigger screen, bigger battery, more powerful speakers, and the same I/O. And everyone in that situation will ask, why does the 13-inch exist? Doesn't make any sense. It's worse, costs the same, it has the older design, smaller screen, worse speakers, worse battery. Why does it exist? I don't know. But if Apple does this way, launches an M3 MacBook Pro with the TouchBar, and doesn't create an M3 MacBook Air, right, at least right now until they launch the M4, then it kind of makes sense. So yeah, let's see what happens next week. I'm super excited because I want to see what Apple does with the MacBook lineup. For me, I'm really well served. I have the M1 Max MacBook Pro 16-inch from 2021. I made a video about it. It's insane still, super fast, lightning fast. And yeah, take note, the M2 MacBook Air, the base model, is still lightning fast. And now the 15-inch version is also super cool, super light, super thin. If you want it, I reviewed it. It's an insane computer. Go check out my review on the channel. And of course, now there's a Mac for everyone, so there's no excuse. If you want to find the best deals and save some money, go into the Apple refurbished and buy it. I think that right now is the best place in time to buy a Mac. But let me know in the comments below what you think. Thank you guys for watching. Watch out for next week's event. And of course, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel, follow my social networks, Twitter and Instagram. This has been Tech Summer talking to you here. Bye-bye.